Hi, I'm Chef Kristina San Filippo. I'm the chef instructor here at The Good Life in Naples, Florida. We are doing cranberry sauce today, something to include in your Thanksgiving feast. For the cranberry sauce, we are doing traditional cranberries, but we're going to be adding in some green apple at the end and a little spice of some cinnamon, which is pretty traditional, but we're going to also add in coriander. And then because Florida citrus is coming into season, we're going to use clementines. I'm going to start with coconut oil, add in a little sweet onion. Sweet onions are certainly sweet compared to some of the larger Spanish onions that are a bit more abrasive. We're going to let those cook down, get a little brown color to them. The cranberries we are going to be using, I do prefer to use an organic cranberry. This happens to be one from our local grocery store. A lot of berries are difficult to grow. They get a lot of treatment, unfortunately, and if you're going to buy an organic brand, it's just a better option. It's going to be a little cleaner. The cranberries were frozen. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any fresh cranberries this time of year. They're coming into season, but they're just not here quite yet. They should be right around Thanksgiving, some beautiful fresh ones. If not, a frozen cranberry is absolutely delicious. It's a very good quality. Still gonna have that tartness and a little sweetness to it. Our onions are beautifully browned, some nice caramelization happening with those natural sugars. We're gonna add in our spices. We have a little cinnamon, a little coriander, and then some kosher salt. We're going to go ahead and add in those cranberries. We are also going to add, to help balance the sweetness, we're using agave syrup. Agave is actually made from a cactus, so it is a plant. You can certainly use some honey, especially our beautiful local Florida honeys would be great for this dish. And then for also a bit more sweetness, but also good acidity, we're doing tangerine. So what we've done is, using the zester, take off that first layer of your citrus. That's where all the essential oils are. That is what smells so wonderful and beautiful. And that will give a lot of extra citrus flavor to the final dish. Add that in. Very, very juicy right now. These are beautiful. Of course, any oranges or any citrus would be great. These tangerines just happen to be gorgeous. Honey bells should be coming into season hopefully soon too. You could certainly add those. At this point, we're going to just give it a stir. We're going to cover. Let those cranberries cook down. You want to have a nice rapid simmer. This is not a sauce that needs to cook too long. It's only going to take us about 3-4 minutes. Once those cranberries cook down, they start to pop open, explode, and get nice and mushy. The onion will soften and the citrus will blend with all the flavors. And we'll finish it off with the green apple. So the final touch to the cranberry sauce is going to be some lovely green apple. These are Granny Smith apples. Beauty of Granny Smiths is they are sweet and tart. They're also considered one of the healthiest apples. The skin is where all the good nutrient flavor is, so keep the skin on. You can, of course, use a box grater to give a nice coarse texture. I prefer to use the mandolin. This is a very helpful tool if you use it correctly. It is very sharp. You need to be careful. But basically, we have tiny little knives going this up and down and tiny knives going across. So when I do slice this, what we end up getting is this beautiful fine julienne, and we're just going to give it a quick chop. Add that in, and once the cranberry sauce is cooked down and we've run it through the blender real fast, then we'll mix that all together. Cranberry sauce is cooked down, the berries are nice and tender. We're going to go straight into the blender with this. This is a Vitamix. It will puree just about anything you put in it into a very smooth texture. Whenever you're blending any hot ingredients, you want to be sure the lid is on very, very tightly. Even give yourself a little extra cushioning with a towel. Hot liquids like to pop up and the lid can go with it. So try to be very careful with that. We're just going to give this a quick blend. So we have a nice smooth texture on the cranberry sauce here. We're going to come over and add that directly into our grated green apple. All right, so you have a smooth texture of the cranberry sauce, the nice kind of grated, coarse texture of the green apple, and the last little seasoning, something I like to add, I think it balances the cranberry well, is Worcestershire sauce. Interesting enough, the two secret ingredients in Worcestershire are anchovy and tamarind. One is a bit of a fish sauce kind of flavor, which is umami flavoring, and then the tamarind is a sweet tart flavor. It's actually a fruit off of a tree. So we have a very smooth texture to the cranberry itself, then the coarse texture of the green apple. The finishing touch of the Worcestershire sauce is going to give a little more tang and a bit more balance. So that is our cranberry sauce. You want to give it a final taste. See if it needs a little more salt. That's really up to you. And every batch of cranberries is a little different. One will be a little sweeter, one will be a little more tart. Just depends on where they're harvested from, what time of year. You may need to add more agave. If it's a little too tart, go ahead and balance it by adding more agave. That's actually fine the way it is. So we're going to leave it that way. For serving, use something fun and cute. We like our little Le Creuset presentation pots here. They have a lid. You can serve it warm. This will keep it nice and toasty. Nice serving spoon to go with it, and a dollop right on top of your turkey, on top of your stuffing, whichever you prefer. So we made a beautiful cranberry sauce today with green apple. It's a little outside of the box, something different, but you can certainly use it on your beautiful Thanksgiving turkey. It can be used all year round. It goes very well with any grilled meats, a roasted duck it would pair very nicely with, and even a nice oily, meaty fish like a salmon would go very well with the cranberry sauce. So I'm Chef Kristina San Filippo, chef instructor here at The Good Life in Naples. We do culinary classes and private events, and of course, supply any crazy need you have for your kitchen.